And we're back ironing out the kinks. Luke and Chelsea bringing you all of the sexy stuff. As always, if you don't know what we're about, swing back onto our previous episodes. If you know, then you know exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to waste your time now. We'll talk about you listening to us and submitting to us at the end, but let's just fucking kick this off.
All right.
Let's
Top 100 kinks.
Yeah, buddy.
So the first one, face sitting.
Literally, how is this not everyone's favourite? This should just be considered standard. Just standard.
Yep.
Yeah, just getting your face out on.
So explain.
So face sitting is the art of having your face sat on or sitting on someone's face in order for them to perform oral sex and just enjoy.
So it's usually a woman doing the sitting, unless it's a man who likes getting his arse eaten, which we're cool with.
We're fucking down for.
But it's usually a woman sitting on somebody's face while they perform oral on her.
Yep.
And kind of suffocating with it, which is fun.
The fucking best. This is a thing where, with this kind of kink, where I promise you, so many men want it, but so little women want to do it. Why is that? Do you think it's like an embarrassing angle for us to literally have a face full of vagina?
I think it could be an embarrassing angle. I think most women don't like the idea of crushing a man.
What
None of us like
What do you
that.
think you are?
No, I know, but I think it all stems from things like that. Like, I enjoy doing it to you, but then sometimes I'm like, no, I'm all right, thank you.
I don't get it.
I know.
And it's like, oh, you might suffocate. What if you can't breathe? If I can't breathe and I die that way, not only now all my friends, but now every listener on this podcast, where we've now got thousands, which is cool as fuck, thank you. But they're going to be like, yep, that's the way you want it to go.
Yeah. Well,
what's our agreement?
We do have an agreement.
What's our agreement? If I end up in a coma and they're going to switch the machine off and whatever happens to me, I'm going to die. How are you going to kill me?
Well, I'm going to kill you before the machine gets switched off by sitting on your face until you suffocate.
Which is the dream. This is with this thing with face sitting. And I've experienced it in the past where people have said to me like, oh yeah, no, he said about like, I should sit on his face. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And how did that go? Oh, I said no.
Yeah.
Why did you say no?
I think also like a guy going down on you, they're only really in like your pussy region. Whereas if you're sitting on someone's face, you got like arse crack on face and pussy on face. And some people might not be comfortable with that.
Okay, you've eaten pussy.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that when you're going down on a girl, you're just in her pussy region, or are you face in pussy?
Well, yeah, I guess.
It's the same.
I'm trying to think of reasons why people might feel uncomfortable with it.
Do you know why men like it? Why I think men like it the most?
Go on.
Because we're comfortable when we're eating pussy. Do you know like the strain it can take on your neck? Where I've like hurt my neck before.
Yeah.
And then gone down on you and I'm like, oh, fucking hell. It's hard to keep a hard on. I'm in so much pain. And yeah, you can just be comfortable, just chilling. And then you just got pussy in your face. And it's like, it's heaven. It's heaven. And again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Any man listening who doesn't like eating pussy, you're weird. You're weird. You need to go and speak to somebody and address these issues that you have, which obviously stem from some sort of trauma.
I feel like the only reasons why you probably wouldn't like it is either you're terrible at it, no one likes doing things they're not good at, or you've had a really bad experience and you're like, never again.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Otherwise, what's wrong with it?
It's just the best. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. It's so good. Okay, so what more is there anything more we've missed?
No, but I think you could consider it quite a dominant role.
Yeah.
But also not. Just because you're sitting on someone's face doesn't necessarily mean you're dominating them.
No, I think there's it can really play into a submissive role if you're not into it and you're like being made to do it and you're like, oh God, this is so uncomfortable. I'm having to do this thing that I don't want to do, which is kind of sexy now because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Where I'm being told to because my boss, my master, whatever, enjoys it. Like, oh, fuck. It baffles me that women don't want to do it more. Surely it's more comfortable for you. Not more comfortable,
not
but
really
as comfortable.
So for me, everyone's different, but for me, I like looking at you while you're doing it. And it's kind of like, you know, you got like look.
That was a terrible thing for audio, by the way.
Did everyone get that? What I just did there?
Everyone nailed it, yeah. Everyone was immediately going, I know what she's doing.
But I don't know. For me, it's awkward to like look down on you. Because I'm kind of being arched back because I'm enjoying myself, but then I need to like curl into a ball to look down.
But do you not want to just see me with a rock hard penis and being like, oh yeah, he's fucking really enjoying this?
Yeah, but I see that anyway.
Jackhammering his dick off. Yeah. I would hope. I don't think this is as popular as I think it is, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
I want it to be more popular. So I don't really know how to convince people. I love it. It's not your favourite. And it's still my dream now for you to wake me up by sitting on my face.
I know. And the problem is, first thing in the morning, anyone who knows me, I'm not conscious.
You're the snooziest girl.
I am not conscious. I am not Chelsea. I'm a completely different person. So to remember to do something like that first thing in the morning, it's not until the afternoon I'm like, oh shit, I was awake before Luke this morning. I could have sat on his face.
But that happens so rarely where you're up before me. Even on weekends and stuff, I'll wake up first and...
Hey now
what?
Stop like throwing me under the bus like that.
No, I'm not saying what I normally say. Just you don't get out of bed till 11 most days.
It's not true.
Sure. Anyway, but yeah, it's rare. It is rare for you to be up before me.
Yeah.
But that's my dream. There's a video of a chick squatting over her boyfriend's face. It's like, I don't know if she's an OnlyFans model or something. But she's like, walks in with the phone, sets up the phone and squats on his face and then fingers herself until she squirts all over him. And he's like, what the fuck? And she is like, shut up and eat my pussy. And he's just like, doesn't even really open his eyes. He's bleary eyed. And he just goes to town on her. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
do you know what I find quite hot actually to watch? Now you're talking about watching things like women riding men's faces.
Yep.
Because they're just like enjoying themselves and using the man for all they are.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's what we want. That's what we want. Do you know a good thing about...
I have a story about that.
Okay.
I know somebody has just had this come back to my brain. They probably would never listen to this, so I can say it.
Good, fuck them.
But they was riding a guy's face once and the guy told them to stop and they stopped and was like really kind of, what have I done wrong? And then the guy told him after that he had jagged teeth and that he didn't want her vagina to get caught in his teeth.
Was he a fucking goblin?
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure he had really jagged teeth.
What the?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But anyway, back to the story. I love watching women ride faces.
Yeah, well, now I'm thinking of like cheese graters and shit.
Oh no.
That's fucked up. Oh, you fucked me. No, yeah, I know what you mean. I love watching that. But that's what we like. And the reason why, for me personally, the reason why I enjoy eating pussy so much is because there's such little pressure on failing on performance. Like, whereas you can come quickly, or, you know, some people have erectile dysfunction, or are you hitting the spot right? Is your tempo right? And it's all based on your dick, which you don't really have any control over.
Right.
It's all about how turned on you are to how hard your dick is working. My fingers and my tongue, I'm in full control over.
But I don't think you are fully when a woman's sitting on top. You've got so much more control when your head can move than it being restricted and then there being a vagina. But if you're riding
my face really like vigorously and loving it, you're riding my dick and going to town and you're about to come for like the third time, I'm probably gonna blow my load. I'm gonna send it because it's turning me on so much. Ride my face all night, I'm still gonna have a face there for you to ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless like you really fuck my face up. So yeah, that's how I see it. And I think women have probably got the wrong perception on it. I think if you're bisexual or a lesbian, you're like backing me and being like, yeah, no, sitting on face. I can imagine if you're a gay woman, you can be like, oh yeah, I now understand, or I understand how good it is to have my face sat on. So I know that's what they're looking for when they want me to sit on their face. Whereas for a woman, it doesn't work. You're not like, oh, I really want you to like stick your asshole on my tongue. Some women are.
Yeah.
But some, you know, the normality is a woman will sit on a man's face, like we said.
Yeah.
It feels weird as a man sitting on a woman's face. Even if you're like putting your dick in their mouth that way. It just you
And
feel like
yeah,
a
you
woman.
can't really,
you feel
'cause
so
you, like,
feminine.
bend in and
Yeah, and you're like trying to tuck it in, and you just feel feminine. You're like, all my body weight's on you, and it's not crushing you. My body weight's not crushing you. How much of a bitch am I?
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like gonna bench press me off you and be like, okay,
Off
boy,
you
go
get.
away now. Fucking devastated. I'd be in the gym. You'd never see me again. I'd just be throwing steel around. Honestly, devastated. I saw a good thing the other day, and it was like skull crushers. What people think I mean when I say I love skull crushers. There's a guy doing, the classic skull crushers move in the gym. If you don't know what that is, YouTube it. I'm not going to explain it 'cause it's boring. And it was like what I actually mean. And it was just a chick with like really beefy legs running in slow motion. And I was like, I can get on board with that.
Did you send me? I've
I
seen
might have sent
it.
it to you.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like I'm an absolute clown to you. Like, look at this girl's legs, by the way. But yeah, that's a dream. Skull
Yeah.
crushers, that's a fucking dream.
Fair enough.
Okay, what are we on to next? Are you happy with that one? You're done?
I'm happy with that one. Yeah,
Okay,
I feel
let's
like
roll in.
just saying. Also, if you haven't done it, just go surprise your man.
Just be like, just get on the
Just
bed.
ride it.
Get on
Yeah.
the bed, and then just literally, you don't even have to like sit. You can just put his head towards the edge of the bed, and then literally just pop yourself backwards onto his face. I'm
I
arching
love
the
we have
back.
cameras this week because
Yeah.
you are looking very.
Sexy as fuck. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got it. Okay. All right. I watched a lot of Shakira music videos when I was a kid. All right, I've got
Nice.
it. I can pop it back. But yeah, that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that man will be happy. And if he doesn't, write into us, tell us your problems,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you, find a new man, an actual man, not one that's masquerading. Because if you're not eating that pussy, no.
No. All right. So next one, muscle women.
Holy fuck, this is literally what we were just talking about, skull crusher legs.
So moving on.
Oh my God, that was seamless. We've done this a couple times now.
Yeah,
We've had like
we
seamless
said something.
transfers.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
So tell us more.
Okay, well, maybe I know a little something about this. The attraction to women with larger than a normal frame muscles.
Mhm.
That's obviously challenged more now as more women get into more like Olympic lifting sports and powerlifting and strong women events. So that becomes, wouldn't say necessarily a larger than what would be considered standard frame. I just think it's like there's more women to be like, oh shit, yeah, she's got those big fucking quads that just want to wrap around my ears until my head pops off.
So for what I've seen of this, it's the extravagant extremes.
There's extreme.
So it's like the steroid women
Bodybuilders.
and the really, really tiny men.
Yeah.
They kind of pair them two together and let them go at it.
Yeah, the bodybuilding women with like clits like thumbs.
Okay, I went down a rabbit hole of that porn once.
I know because that was the other day.
No.
Oh, another time.
Another time.
When you show in, we had a friend over for dinner.
Yeah, and it's
it
because
became dinner conversation.
Yeah, so when like about a year ago when I went down a rabbit hole of that kind of porn, I screenshotted it and sent it in a friend's WhatsApp group. And then when we had our friend round for dinner the other day, I was going through that WhatsApp group media and found it and was like, oh, have you seen steroid clitoris?
Wow.
So anyway, I went down a rabbit hole of that porn once and it's crazy.
Yeah. So, but I can understand the idea of the attraction towards it. Again, it's a strong woman and it's like an overtly strong woman.
Yeah.
Who, like you say, the porn tends to be like skinny little men.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was a skinny little man, I'd probably want to get thrown around too. Because that's the sexual kink you can buy into. You're never going to be the big dominant motherfucker.
That's what I was going to say. You're probably never going to get
You're
a
never going to
woman
be
like
it.
that.
Yeah, you're never going to be that guy who's able to pick a girl up and fuck her against the wall. You're not going to be that guy. So what does your kink buy into? What you can do,
Mm-hmm.
which is be a little bitch and just be dominated by these women.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting one. And I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. Got a friend who's PT. And his partner was saying she sometimes catches out that he watches very athletic women in porn. And he was like, yeah, sometimes I'll take like a class and there'll be some women that are really like shredded with abs and I want to know what they look like when they get fucked. And she's like, oh my God, fine. It's okay. I understand. Very understanding couple. Fucking my favorite couple in the whole world. They're great. But I get it. For me, I'm like, because I live in a fitness world. I'm like, I appreciate the hard work that goes into it, and you just, you know, there's a provocative nature to things you see all the time, but don't, you know, get stuck into, I guess. So I get it. I don't think that's in any way like the strangest kink.
No, not at all.
To have.
No. I mean, talking of strange kinks, we have been going through some lists of kinks, and there is some wild stuff out there that we probably wouldn't necessarily discuss because it's not even like, not for us, or it's just a bit mad.
Yeah, but there's not really conversations to have on it.
No.
Like there's one, and we'll probably do maybe when we get a Patreon, when we've got more people listening, and we want to, you know, make this something much more substantial to help people. We'll do like honourable mentions and just flip through.
Oh yeah, you got to talk about some of this stuff because it is
people
wild.
Sexually attracted to somebody revving a car engine.
Yeah.
Like, what more can we discuss on that? We're not going to be able to give an insight.
No.
We're not going to be able to understand the psychology behind it without going balls deep into some WebMD research.
And even then, like the one I read today was people who like having sex around water. I don't know if that's like a
around
lake
it,
or like a full bowl next to them. I don't know.
You can just imagine a guy just soft as a marshmallow if the water touches him. Doesn't want to be touched. No. Just close. Just a bowl of water close by. Just want to be able to look at that bowl and go, yeah, that's water. It's water, that. Water. But then, there's just, this is where this podcast, I think, is important. And the feedback we get from people, is very, it's so positive, where people are saying like, oh, it's so good to hear you talk about it. And this is a conversation starter for my partner and I. And, oh, you know, we can look at these different things and discuss. But there are some things we just haven't got much of an insight into, and we'll mention them. And if somebody hears it and goes, well, that's fucking what I'm into, I want you to talk about it.
Then they're the ones we want to talk to you.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll have a chat. You know, we will have a conversation. What we've probably covered, even though to some people, I know for a fact, some people listen to it and go, fucking hell, this is mental. Do people actually like this? They're quite the normal kinks.
Yeah.
So we will delve more into it, but there's just things out there that don't give us much substance to talk about. The Rev car one baffled me.
Yeah.
Baffled me. Because I expect to see people, you know, wanking in secret in different places. You know, when you'd almost be like, oh, there's a film, I don't know, 50 Shades of Grey when it was in the cinema.
Right.
If I saw a chick just go into town on herself, or a geezer just throwing bell end around the cinema, I wouldn't be overly surprised. I'd be like, you're filthy, but I'll respect it a little bit. Just don't come on the seats or on me. If I'm at like Silverstone watching the races and there's a guy just
in the stands wanking
his dick off, just clean, and then like slowing down as the cars have gone around the other side of the track, and then as they come closer he speeds up. I don't know what to make of that. But if you're those people, speak to us. All right, speak to us. We're interested. Okay, that's enough kinks. That's enough kinks.
Right,
what's
moving
next?
on to naughty corner. So I have two here.
Two naughty corners.
So
this is
advice. I have been with my partner some time, and only after listening to your podcasts, I've been talking to him more and more about what I want.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We're helping people.
We love that. As before, it was very vanilla. I said I wanted to be... Right, I'm not a fan of this phrase. I said I wanted to be licked out and fingered. I wanted to be pleased. He took this on board and he started to please me. However, he's been rubbing my clit in such an aggressive manner that I genuinely think he's going to decapitate it off my body. It hurts. When I tell him to stop, he thinks it's me being close to climax, but it's just so painful. I told him to be more gentle and showed him the best ways, but he's still rubbing it for dear life. He's still not getting the point. Any advice?
yes, we've got advice. So obviously he's trying to fucking get a genie out of the lamp on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is relevant.
Yeah.
This is relevant to us.
It is.
Because I sometimes would be trying to sand down a bit of wood.
Yeah.
With your
Do you know what? She's nailed on the head here and said something that when she's asking him to stop, he's like, oh, she's going to climax. Let me keep going. I'll go faster. And I do think men have that problem.
Right, why are you baiting me out?
No, I don't know. I do think that's a thing with men.
Yeah. I'm really, really glad, for starters, I'm really glad that you guys have opened up a conversation.
Yeah.
Eating pussy is a very, very good step in the right direction to some real fucking good fun sex times. So glad you've taken the first step. He is obviously not, I don't want to sound horrible, not very experienced at this.
I disagree.
Okay.
Because I think every woman is different.
100%.
Some women will love that fast, aggressive pace, and some women will genuinely feel like their genitalia is about to fall off. So I wouldn't say he's necessarily inexperienced or doesn't know what he's doing. He might not. That might be the case.
Okay.
But I think every single person's different.
I know this. We've spoken about this where we'll talk to a girl and I'm like, you have to ask her what she likes. Because if we're only going to have one night with somebody, we need to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
And they might be like, I like it rough. Or they're like, some women don't like fingers inside them when they're having their pussy in. Some women need fingers inside them when they're having their pussy in. You know, so having that communication. What I was going to say, if he's not very experienced and you've shown him already, you've just got to reiterate the point.
Yeah.
I think it's stressing the point and telling him what you've told us. Like, honestly, you're actually hurting me and I'm not enjoying this at all. It's not something I'm enjoying. And if he's still not getting it, this pains me to say as a man. And I know there's going to be male listeners who wins. Grab his dick and yank his foreskin back and just try wanking his dick like that, which is what some women do, and just do that and be like, oh, is that telling me to stop? Is it really, really good? And then do it a bit more and then be like, I'm trying to show you how it feels, how sensitive an area this is.
You always go for the wild
because
option.
Do you know why?
Go on.
Because if you're going to pull the trigger. Someone's going to learn a lesson.
So would you have preferred I done that with you when I was trying to show you what I like?
No, because you showed me and I did it. The second time.
My advice here would be don't try and decapitate his fucking dick.
I didn't say decapitate. I just said give it a little bit of a yank.
I would personally show him. I'd put on a show for him. I'd spread your legs in front of him and show him how you like it done. Show him where you like it. Different parts of your clitoris is more sensitive than the other. The top, the bottom, the right, the left. Your face. I'd show him.
That's okay.
I'd literally show him.
But you're not showing him the pressure. Yeah.
And
speed.
And also this throws into the whole woman faking kind of thing, but overplay it when he's hitting the right spot, because then he'll know to keep doing it at that right spot.
I feel like sometimes you say things in this and I feel like it might be relevant. You tell me I'm amazing and then I'm like, shit, she could be faking it, you know?
No, but what I'm saying, if he's hitting a spot that doesn't feel quite comfortable, don't make a noise. Like I won't fake it with you. If you're hitting an area that's just not really doing it for me, I'm not going to be like, oh, that feels so good. I'm just going to be a little bit silent until you find the right spot. And then I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Kind of don't do the typical woman thing of just because he's touching you, you've got to make him feel like he's doing a good job.
Yeah, and I as a man, I feel like, this sounds a bit dickhead-ish, but as an experienced man, you can tell.
Yeah.
If you just touch somebody between their legs and they go, oh, you're like, what? I haven't even started the fucking magic yet. You haven't seen what's coming. Okay, calm the fuck down. So if you're going to talk to him again, like Joe said, show him at the same time. Maybe you have done that, but we're dumb. Men are dumb.
Yeah.
We are excitable puppies, and we're like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. I just want to do this. Remind him grab his hair and be like, oi, slow the fuck down.
This is it. You're
soften that up.
Very attentive person in the bedroom. Yeah, you completely forgot once.
I still don't remember. I don't believe that conversation happened. Only because I trust you implicitly do I believe that you did tell me once before, but I don't
like
believe that happened.
You're men, you're dumb, especially in the moment.
Oh, fuck yeah. The things are happening. And yeah. The amount of times I'll be like, I'm going to keep this going for an hour, and then 3 minutes later I've come because I just got so carried away. I was like, oh, this is fucking great. I'm enjoying this. So yeah, I would show him, tell him, and don't be scared to tell him during. I feel like even people who communicate really well about sex won't communicate during sex because they feel like it's not sexy, and it can kind of detract away from the moment a touch. But if you can take a moment that's only pleasing you 20%, bring it down to 0% for 10 seconds as you discuss, and then up to 100% for the next 20 minutes, it's fucking worth it.
That's right. And what you said there, don't be afraid to say it in the moment. So if he's going a little bit too fast, you don't have to be like, no, stop, but lean into him and just whisper in his ear, slower. Or, like guide him in a sexy way.
Stop turning it on. Yeah, you can do that. And I think if your first thing that you've kind of explored, and this is in no way related to what you've asked advice on, but I feel like finding more things to explore together. Because again, if you've got one area of exploration that you're doing together, then there's going to be a hyper focus on it. Yeah. Start looking at other things. What does he want to do?
You're not going to get it right first time as well.
Never, of course not. This is what I mean with like possibly inexperienced. Because again, if we were together, when we were dating, the first thing I did was go down on you. Yeah. So I fucking love it. Yeah. So if he's not been doing that already and been asked to and been like, okay, yeah, all right. That's where I kind of drew from the idea of maybe not as experienced, either a confidence or just don't know that women enjoy that much. Like didn't know that was a thing. So I think keep exploring different avenues of both of your desires, because it's mega important to keep building this. Otherwise you're only going to end up in a position where you've got one area of focus. That area of focus then becomes normal, and then you'll fall back into vanilla type traps. And also you'll be like, he just doesn't hit the spot. Yeah. He's not doing it right.
So
he's not doing one thing right.
Keep experimenting. Yeah. They're obviously going places with their communication because this has been brought up and they're starting it, which is great. And I appreciate communicating sometimes can be a bit scary, but you're obviously getting there, get comfortable with doing it, tell him, show him, and then see how you go from there, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We got another one? If again, give us follow up. We fucking love hearing back from people and understanding, did we hit the nail on the head? Did we get it wrong? Did we not quite get your point? Was there something we missed, or did you want more advice? Hit us up. Okay, so we got another one?
Yes, we do.
Hit me with it.
I've been with my girlfriend nearly 2 years, and she is somewhat vanilla in the bedroom. It's not a problem for me. However, I always please her, making sure she has enjoyment out of foreplay and oral sex. The problem I've been having is she never wants to suck me off. We have sex about 3 times a week. We don't live together. But she never wants to. I've asked her and she goes, I can't handle how big it is. But she seemed perfectly fine choking on it when we first met. Am I being too needy, or am I the problem?
You are not the problem.
No.
Absolutely not the problem. And listen, brother, if you've got a weapon, if you're packing something that the police would pat you down and be very concerned about, congrats. I feel like that's something that a lot of women will say to just try and massage your ego, because men have got the most delicate ego in the world. Be like, no, babe, I don't want to do it because your dick's so fucking big. And
it also can be a problem. Like, don't try and shoot this guy down immediately.
I'm not trying to shoot him down. I'm saying that could be a thing, but also at the same time, is it a big deal sucking big dick?
It depends on.
Is it enough for you to never ever do it?
So I'd have some questions here, right? Yeah. When we're talking big, are we talking long or are we talking girthy? Because if it's long and you're like giving head and you want her to like reach all the way to the bottom, that's going to be a bit annoying doing every time,
Yeah, I get you.
You can imagine.
I get you. My heart's breaking slowly. Carry on.
If it's super girthy, then that's going to hurt your fucking mouth having it that wide open.
But if she can take it in her vagina, surely she can take it in her mouth. If it's so
but your
big,
vagina's not aching.
Put a gobstopper in your mouth.
I was about to say this. Get something like really, really wide.
Why are you looking around the room? Stop looking around the room. I'm not putting something in my mouth right now.
I was looking for your can of Monster. Imagine like trying to deep throat, not even deep throat that, keep that in your mouth for a while. Your mouth's going to hurt because it's going to be open for that amount of time.
But do you know what I would do? As an attentive lover?
Go on.
I would be spitting all over that dick. I'd be I'd be like wanking it off and I'd be licking balls. Okay?
Yeah, fair.
That feels just as good. And then put it in your mouth for a second and then kiss it and then lick up and down it and then lick balls whilst wanking it off, making sure it's nice and wet. That's literally all you have to do.
I've got a question here.
Go on.
And this relates to a question we had a couple of weeks ago. Now, how clean are you when this is happening?
you were talking about not shooting him down. I was going to say this is a joke. I was going to be like, yeah, bro, maybe you got stank dick. Like maybe, you know, you need to get behind that force in dirty soap. You need to get dirty soap. Get on dirtysoap.co.uk, hit up their products and she will always be wanting to chow down on it. I promise you. No.
But I think like, and unless somebody is a very clean person and consciously always clean, people don't realize how dirty they are, especially when they're like, when it comes to sex. They think they could just have sex at any random point during the day and have their dick sucked at any random point during the day if they're not a consciously clean-minded person.
Yeah.
So if he hasn't showered since this morning when he woke up and you're now like Netflix and chilling in the evening and you're asking her to suck your dick, you probably haven't got the best smelling or tasting dick in that moment. And that's not like a shot at him. I just think a lot of men are a bit oblivious to that.
We're sucked in by the movies. You know, it is though when you're like, oh, there, and then she just wanted to suck my dick. And we watch something and they'll just start sucking dick and eating pussy. And I'm like, when was the last time they showered?
Yeah.
That looks like mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
The last time they could have showered was the morning. And that looks like a hot summer's day. She's got festival fanny and that geezer's dick is leaping. So, yeah, I think but some women don't like sucking dick. Some women don't like sucking dick.
But again, I relate this to whatever we were talking about earlier. Is that because they genuinely don't like it, or is it a bad experience? Like if she's had one or two bad experiences where the dick has not tasted good at all, that's probably going to put her off from wanting to do it again. Like you said, she was doing it at the beginning, whether that was a honeymoon stage, trying to like
honey trap,
lure him in.
Yeah, exactly. Lure him in and then be like, oh boy, you don't get your dick sucked anymore.
He was missold PPI.
Exactly. Missold BJ. I can't have it. That's a tough one. That you have to speak to. He said that he asked her for it, didn't he? And she said his dick's too big.
Yeah.
I would be looking for more. I would explain the fact that this is affecting you. It'd affect me if you didn't give me a blowjob.
Well, we've had a few conversations about this as well, haven't we?
Yeah, you know.
About what I said 6 years ago.
Yeah, so this is a story. So 6 years ago, when we first met and we first started dating and sleeping together, Chelsea, I remember this very clearly.
And I don't remember this at all.
Anyway, said to me, yeah, I just don't want to, like, I don't want to suck a guy's dick. Like, I just don't like sucking dick. Like when a guy's just like, oh, give me a blowjob. And I'm like, no. And I was like, okay, well, this girl's not marriage material for starters. And
I wonder if I read like a blog that week on like Cosmopolitan or something and came up with that opinion.
Probably. Yeah, you're going to dye your hair blue and just go fuck sucking dicks. And I was like, okay, so I'm not going to get my dick sucked in this. And that's cool. This is going to be short-lived. And then like a day later, we were having sex and you started sucking my dick. And I was like, oh, you don't have to. And you just looked at me with a mouthful of dick and just carried on. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we separated for a bit and we came back together. And I was like, this is crazy that you're talking to me, because you were like, we talked a lot on the phone initially when we first started talking again. And you were like, yeah, I just want to suck your dick. I'll fucking suck your dick. And I was like, it's mental, because you never used to like that. And you were like, fucking what? I was like, yeah, remember you said this? And you were like, no, I love sucking dick. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know, maybe
and then I became wife material.
And then exactly, then I was like, okay, let's start looking at rings. We've gone off topic here.
Yeah.
So this guy needs to just sit her down and explain to her that this is if
I wouldn't even do that.
I would.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I wouldn't explain to somebody that I need this, because that's really like, from her point of view, she could like close
Her legs, close her mouth.
Close up. She could put up some walls with that. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear you're not.
Well,
good
how
enough.
do you do this then? Because this is what if it was a man not going down on his woman, and she was like, I really feel like I need this, and I give him blowjobs all the time, you'd be saying, you need to tell him this. You need to say this to him. But when it's a woman, why can't we don't say it because we don't want to upset the women?
I see what you're saying. I would more find out exactly what she doesn't like about it.
I thought you were going to say, I'll get her drunk. I would get her drunk and put my dick in her mouth. No, babe, you can't do that.
I'd find out exactly what she doesn't like about it. Go into a little bit like, does it hurt? Is it difficult?
Yeah, sorry, this is the kind of conversation I meant.
Not like, no, I need this.
No, yeah, but sit it down and be like, this is something that I actually feel a bit like quite strongly about.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What help me understand.
Yeah.
Help me understand what it is for you that you don't like, because it can be really like self-esteem damaging for a man. I say it again, I say this every fucking day at work. Men's egos are so fragile. It doesn't matter who you are, men's egos are so fragile. Why is every single war that started? Because a man said something to another man, other than Maggie Thatcher, who just didn't want to fucking, didn't want to take no shit. But a man said something to another man, oh, they've got my fucking land, they've got this, and why would we go to war with?
You're going so off topic.
Just pisses me off how delicate men are. Just grow up and be what people would say you're meant to be, which is a man.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, talk to her. That's it.
And also check the personal hygiene thing, because I do wonder if that could be a thing.
Yeah.
But and then sure. if it isn't, then ask her exactly why she doesn't like it, and if it's any of the things that we mentioned before that could be hurting her, it's difficult. Do you really need like your entire dick in her mouth, or are you happy for her to like tease the top and like lick the balls? Like, compromises, right? If it's genuinely going to be really tough for her to do, find some compromises.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's what all of this is. We say it again, it's how to communicate with one another. She needs to communicate with you exactly what it is, and you need to communicate with her what it means to you and how to find that middle ground.
Yeah.
Because that would seem like such a trivial thing for somebody, but that would be something that would end up causing massive friction in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it just will. Because as soon as something's not perfect, again, we've got this Hollywood mentality. As soon as something's not perfect, we fixate on it. Why isn't it perfect? Why isn't it perfect? Life's not perfect, dickhead. Calm the fuck down. But you can understand why, because it's just the human complex. We want things to be perfect. We seek perfection. Why are you smirking at me? Am I going off tangent?
Because I love it when you give your like motivational speeches.
This week I went hard at work on motivational speeches. It's crazy. Yeah.
Right, you happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
Cool.
Do you want me to go off on another tangent right now?
If that's what your heart desires.
One thing I want to say.
Go on.
Since we've been like doing this and doing social media stuff, and especially with videos, do you know what I've noticed?
What's that?
People are so angry.
Yes,
needlessly.
They are.
Needlessly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've unlocked the mystery.
Go on.
So if you see somebody doing a podcast, obviously podcasting is mega popular now. We're in it. This is what we want to do. We want to help people. Sound. If you see someone doing a podcast and you don't like the fact that people do podcasts and that they're using a platform in order to project their opinions, what you need to do is just move past it, like we do with loads of other things.
Like you would do with anything in life.
Instead of using a platform to project your opinions, to try and shoot down them using a platform to project their opinions. They're using social media, which everyone's got, and they all want to gob off on to stop people from talking about stuff.
They're literally asking, we've had so many comments saying, who gives morons platforms? We need to stop giving these idiots platforms. And it's like, you're literally talking to us through your platform and giving your dumb opinion that you probably would never give us in real life.
Exactly. You'd be a little bitch if I bowled up to you, I'm telling you. But I think, and it seems to be a lot of men. And
it's all men.
There's a couple of angry women, but mainly men. Mainly men. Remember that old woman who commented on every single video of ours? Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you do, Margaret, because you've sought out every single video of ours. You fucking dumb bitch. But men, And then I started looking at the stats, and the stats near enough line up perfectly. For every man who comments falls into the percentage of men that have micro penises. Because I was like, what are they so angry about? And this is genuinely, I was like, what are people so angry about? One of my favorite things to do when I'm chilling is I go onto an Instagram reel or whatever, and I'll just go to the comments. I don't really know what it's about. And I'll find a comment with like 78 replies. And it could be like a video about Hitler. And someone will be like, yeah, the Nazis were wrong, you know. And it'll have 78 replies. And I know there's going to be an argument in there. And the things that are going to get brought up is Trump,
right,
sexism, leftist, extreme right, and then it just goes into name calling. And it baffles me. And it's people with micro penises. So if you're going to comment on one of our videos, just know I support you having a micro penis, and I want you to stop feeling so angry about it. That was my tangent.
Cool.
That was what I wanted to say.
You happy?
I'm happy. Let's do this.
Right, so we're going into fantasy, slippery when wet.
Oh yeah, motherfucker.
So I've got 2 here.
Is this going to turn me on?
No. I've been fantasizing about sleeping with my dad's best mate. He's a silver fox, makes me laugh all the time, very physically fit. There's just something about him.
Is this about me? Is that about that grey coming through? I'm pretty funny.
No. I'm just trying to think that
No. Please stop thinking that. Carry on.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
That is her fantasy.
She wants to bang her dad's mate?
I get it.
What?
Well, like...
No, I know.
Right, I don't know. I'm just saying, at a younger age, yeah, like teens and early 20s, I'd find it tough to find a woman who hasn't had a crush on at least one of their friends' dads.
Yeah, but it depends. So you'll get situations where it's like she might be in her early 20s and her dad's mate will be like, I would fucking bang
Would probably
that.
would, yeah. And
that's like, as a dad, that would kill me.
Yeah.
Because there's a big trust thing there. I'd almost rather one of my mates try to slam you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's precious. That's like your child.
Yeah.
It's tough. But no, that's a cool fantasy. I'm not trying to dig you out on this. It seems like I'm in advice mode. I need to just reset.
I don't know what you're doing.
Give me a sec. Just let me fucking woosah this bitch. Because, okay, cool fantasy. Yeah.
It's a hot fantasy, and we've all had a grey fox fantasy at some point in our lives.
I'd fuck a grandma.
I know you would.
What's the next one?
Right. Want to preface this by saying I'm a woman. I don't know if it's a kink, but I love loud, shameless male moaning. Like when they get so into it and they feel so good, they just can't help it. I also love male whimpering, especially when it's really intimate and they hold you close and whimper in your ear. That kind of stuff makes me melt.
I need more understanding on whimpering.
Whimpering, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally am with you on loud moaning men.
Yeah.
And I think, again, most women are, because when you're younger, men didn't make a noise because I don't think they thought they were allowed to. That's like what the woman does. And I think it gets carried on even like to our age now, and anyone I've ever spoken to are like, I just wish men will make a noise. Tell me, I want to know you're enjoying it too. And I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do. I fucking know you do.
Yeah.
It's because men can just come quietly. We don't need to really make a noise.
Women can as well. Like, I can come quietly if I have to.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If you have to, but there's a big difference between male and female orgasms.
Yeah.
Female orgasms are like a firework show. Mm-hmm. Male orgasms are like a sparkler. Like they're just not the same, by all accounts, by how it looks anyway. So we can just do it by being quiet.
Yeah.
I like to, make noises for you. We literally mentioned this today. Somebody said something about the noise men make when they come, and one of the lads was like, I just weep normally. I just cry and ask for my mum. I was like, yeah, I feel you, bro.
It's been times.
It's because it's been tough. It's been a long time. But we can just go without making noise. We can just come without making noise. It's crazy.
But does it not feel good to express vocally how you're feeling?
Yes, but it's Whereas like you would masturbate and make noise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't whilst masturbating on my own because there's no point. I can be quiet about it, you know? But if I'm with you, then it's an expression of how you're making me feel or how I'm feeling with you.
Yeah, and women want to hear that. So any men listening to this, take note. If you're quiet and you're having sex with women and you are literally just like deadpan quiet, make a noise. If it's feeling good for you, let her know. Yeah,
I think there's probably there's two types of men. You know, the men who do very freely and the men who are listening going, not doing that, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. You know, and I learnt that people like that by making a noise years ago and someone saying that was the hottest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, oh, okay, let's buy into this. When my whole like fixation of being the best I can be at sex has, you know, rolled on. And that was something where I was like, okay, maybe that's a top tip, you know?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's pretty strong. I like that though.
Cool.
I want to know more about whimpering though.
I want to know the whimpering, yeah.
I'm gonna have to understand that because whimpering to me is like what a dog does when they're locked out.
Whimpering to me, like especially if it's intimate and hold you, I just feel like that's the whole, like they're crying.
Yeah, but she might like that.
She might like it.
Hit us up, let us know.
Let us know what that means.
Yeah, please.
Alrighty, on to the last segment.
Oops, wrong hole. I do this at work and no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a couple of people who listen and they kind of giggle, but I'll just be like, oops, wrong hole. And people will be like, what? And I'm like, it's almost like a jingle stuck in my head. It doesn't exist. We haven't made a jingle.
We'll have some jingles.
Yeah, I'm going to make a jingle. If you do music and want to make a jingle for me, I won't pay you other than maybe I'll give you a little cheeky wink. Maybe I'll send you a little topless picture.
A little nude.
Yeah, just something tasteful.
Yeah, with the ones that you send your mum.
Yeah, like with my dick and balls tucked between my legs.
Yeah.
the good stuff. And I'll put a black and white filter on it so it's super sexy.
So sexy.
Right, hit me up with some comedy, babe.
All right, I was going down on a girl after a really late night and I was hammered. I started to feel sick while down there and couldn't stop or make it in time to the bathroom. I threw up all over her vagina.
This is like a common theme.
People vomiting.
That's a kink.
It is.
I'll be honest. You've got to know your limits. You've got to just know, you know what? I'm probably going to throw up in a minute. I shouldn't be eating pussy. And if I should, I'm going to bend over and eat it from the back. So if I'm going to throw up, I'm going to throw that way. Because if you're laying on your front...
Like in Little Dicky where he threw up on her back.
Yeah, that was horrendous. But yeah, that's Dave, by the way.
Oh yeah, Dave.
Little Dicky, yeah. They, you know, if you're laying on your front fully with a face full of vagina, great. But that pressure on your stomach after you're boozy as well, you probably just scrounged a dodgy kebab. Yeah. You're scrounging a second kebab for the night. But you're boozy and then you can't get up properly and you're just going to throw up. Bend them over. Women are more likely to do these wild things that they maybe wouldn't do while sober. Like, bend over, let me eat your pussy from the back.
I also think something that you need to like accept is we're all probably going to vom on a dick or a pussy at some point in our lives.
I've never vommed on a dick or a pussy. Wait. I definitely haven't, no.
No. Your days are coming.
Yeah. I don't really have sex when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
Babe, you pass
I'm
out.
I'm a snoozy bear when I'm drunk. Fuck this. I'll fuck you in the morning.
I was so surprised when you consummated our marriage on...
I know. How good was that, though?
I remember even saying, I was like, really?
I know.
Are you okay?
I was like, yeah, I know.
Fully accepted that we were going to get boozy and go home, eat pizza and fall asleep.
Yeah, and that's what we did. We were home by 11. We ate pizza and we then fucked. And honestly, I was so proud of myself. That was the day I became a man.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, next one. I was having sex with my boyfriend, missionary, and we were really getting into it. My dog was asleep at the foot of the bed. She usually pays no attention to us, so we weren't concerned. Things kept getting more heated when suddenly my ex yells, "Oh fuck," and his cock went entirely limp inside me. What, I asked frantically, thinking he was having a heart attack. Your dog just licked my arsehole. I couldn't stop laughing until I realised, with his cock becoming floppy like an overripe banana, we lost the condom in my cavernous lady bits and had to fish it out.
That's amazing. That, yeah, the dog licking my ass would make me go limp.
Yeah.
I would wing it back though. I'd be like, wing out of you, dog, get the fuck out, door closed, and then I would just get my dick angry again. I'll be smacking it around. I'll be saying nasty things to her. Like, you're a pathetic little bitch. Come on, get hard again.
I feel like everyone can take note of this. We do not need pets in the bedroom while we're getting naughty.
You say that, but we literally told people that the cat sometimes just slowly pokes his head up beside us.
That's when it's spontaneous.
Yeah, but we now try to throw the cats out.
Yeah.
It's a real mood booster.
Not on the bed. Cats? If the cats are in there, they're getting booted off the bed.
Yeah.
They're just letting their dog just chill at the foot of the bed.
Yeah, but if
getting trauma.
Fido's just chilling. Not that day though. He wanted a snack.
It's a involved.
Funny story about a funny story. This is years ago. A friend of mine I worked with. It's always people I work with. But she was saying that a girl she went to university with had slept with this guy, and then like a couple of weeks later was sleeping with a new guy, and then she started to notice like a bit of a smell and itching, and she was like, oh no, this guy's giving me an STI. Gone to the doctors like, right, let's have a look. Gone in, fished out a condom. She hadn't used a condom with the latest guy who she'd been sleeping with for like a week. She'd done it with the guy like 4 weeks ago. So it'd been in there a while. Yeah, and this other guy had just been ploughing this other guy's condom.
Had he gone down on her as well?
I didn't ask. I laughed, and it just bedded heavily in my brain for that exact reason.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, if you're having sex with someone drunk and you lose a condom,
or pomperdom,
you're gonna forget, and then you're not gonna know. I don't know. Things like that really freak me out.
Again, I don't have sex whilst drunk. Just don't do it. So I've never lost condoms. I'm all good. I've got another story about condoms. Do you want it real quick before we wrap this bitch up? Yeah? Okay, right. So got a mate who used to work for a child support agency, CSA.
Okay, yep.
And he had a dispute of fathers. So they basically both get contacted and get told, you might end up paying for child support if this child gets proven to be yours. First guy that he phoned for this case, devastated. Devastated. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Second guy, laughing. And my boy was like, okay, so this is quite a serious matter. And the guy's like, I'm really sorry, mate. I just know it's not mine. And he's like, okay, obviously you still need to take the paternity test. And he was like, yeah. He said, look, listen, tell you what happened. Me and my boy twosed up on a girl. We only had one condom. My guy finished. He went first. He finished. I then took the condom, turned it inside out and put it over my dick and then fucked her, which was obviously full of his cum.
Yeah.
So I got a girl pregnant with my guy's cum, but using my dick. And that we used to go and watch a football on Saturdays together. And I'll say his name, Adam. I don't think he listens. Adam was just like, there was so many questions that I had. Why are you sharing a condom? Why is this girl? He said, like, I've had a threesome before, and you both enjoy the person at the same time. He is a model
just
now.
Waiting.
Yeah, he's a model, and he's like, I've had threesomes with girls with me, and if one of them was just there watching the clock and maybe flicking through her phone, it would make my dick go soft. He was like, it was just a cue.
Yeah.
It was just a cue. And he was like, I was baffled, absolutely baffled. And that'll always stick in my mind as just never share condoms.
No, fair enough.
I never needed the lesson, but yeah.
Good old life lesson that might be needed one day.
Let's wrap this bitch up. How can people follow us? So before you stop listening, dickheads, we know when you stop listening. We can see the stats. Follow our social medias.
Ironing out the kinks, all one word, on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.
And if you want to submit something to us,
iotk.fun, F-U-N.
And you can do that anonymously. If you've submitted something and want to give us some feedback or hit us up about it, please do. We'd love to hear it. And if there's anything we can do to help, just give us a shout. Give us more funny stories. We want more funny stories.
Yeah.
Everyone wants advice, and that's great. It means that you're listening to us and thinking, oh, these guys are quite good at giving advice. But also hit us up some funny stories. Comedy just really dusts the day off, you know? It really helps us go. But yeah, thank you so much for all the listens and the subscribes. And stay safe, keep fucking, and be happy.
Bye.
Bye.